Let's record. Okay. So first thing first, you said you have some knowledge in photography, right?
Yeah.
But you have no experience in editing. That's correct. Yeah.
No, yeah, not tech. The most I've done is like maybe 1, 2 videos on CapCut, but that was
Yeah.
all just random. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Right. So you have like no experience in basically seeing a timeline on a laptop, let's say. So
Yeah.
perfect. Okay. So first thing first, I'm gonna say, actually, tell you what, let's start with sharing my screen. I'm gonna show you a bit of this presentation I have. Okay, so now you should be able to see this presentation. So just like a quick introduction, basically, editing is, like, of course, like when you're editing, you're creating a story, right? But you can create like a story in many different ways because you can, depends on your goal. So what I say is like you should focus on like what you want to do, like what this is for. Is like for your social media platform, is for to show your family, is it like to show to some film festival. So that's really matter, like from the early stage as well of editing. This is gonna change workflow. So just have an idea. I'm not saying like you need to just do one thing, but at least know what you're doing. And of course, like if you're doing fiction, so if you're doing here say like script writing, so if you are if you scripted a movie or a short or something, then your edit has to be based on a script, and that's really important because then you're gonna have to follow something. You have to be creative, but in a different way. And I'm gonna show like an example of that real quick now. Stanley Kubrick, of course, great director, says like writing, of course, is writing, acting comes from the theater, and cinematography comes from photography. Editing is unique to film. You can see something from different points of view almost simultaneously, and it creates a new experience. So that's really interesting. I think let's actually stop here, then we have another quote. I think it's really cool, because like when you make a video, when you make a film, you actually have a lot of different arts together. Like you have photography, right? You have like writing. You have so many things, and you can do a bit of everything. But to have like something that is unique, that is like something you can only do, and it belongs to the video editing, to the cinematography, is just basically editing. Is the editing room is where you actually make the story, you create the story. Really important. And honestly, like you can do the craziest thing. I've seen recently, I watched a movie. It was like I think a 30 minutes movie, and it was made by just a voiceover and 4 photos. Like honestly, there were like just 4 shots, like movement, and that was like the actual video. And surprisingly, I watched all of it. It was like really interesting, really engaging. So what I'm saying is that I mean, you have to think when you're editing, you really have to think of who is the person watching that. You want to deliver to who?
Because see it from their point of view.
Yes, exactly. That's really important, because if you are making a travel video and you have great footage, okay, maybe you start with like, I don't know, 2 weeks of travel, and you want to edit all of it, but then it comes out of 30 minutes travel videos that nobody's gonna watch, and your target is not that. So really keep focus on what this is for, what I'm gonna do with it. And something really difficult in editing is that when you have good footage, you want to use it all. But no, that's not what you have to do. Basically, if you have great shots, it's great. You can only use what you need. That's very important, what you need. So I'll show you how Premiere Pro works. And here we're going to talk about some basics, really important, which are basically what you have to do you have to first edit. So how to import, organize clips. But I'm going to tell you straight away, it's really important to have everything organized before starting the editing. So you have a folder, name of the project. I'll show you that as well. Name of the project. Then you have footage. And inside this footage folder, you have all the Well, you can have either the clips if you just shoot with one camera and it's really
Yeah.
simple. If you shoot with multiple cameras or different days, again, different folders. This is
Okay.
only the video part. Then you have an audio folder,
Yeah.
with the audio clip. You can have music, voiceovers, any kind of sound you want to use.
Okay.
So being organized. Let's open Premiere Pro. So okay, I'm gonna share screen again. Okay, so when you open it, you have generally something like that. And I'm telling you, you can have 7 days, I think, as a trial, just to to test
just to try it out and just see
try it
how
out. Yeah, I know it's not much. It used to be like a month, which was really nice. 7 days, yeah, 7 days is really not enough. Like you're just gonna start the project and you're not gonna have probably enough time to even export it. But you can
But it will be fine. I don't mind. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Investing in it.
Yeah, man, it's good. Honestly, if you're serious about it, it's something that is gonna pay off anyway.
I should invest in.
Yeah, totally. I'm totally like for that. It's better to do things professionally than, because I know people that they like the idea, then they start like with some software that they have online, and it's not good, and they compress the quality. You don't have any control on footage, so it's better like this.
Okay.
Yeah, let's create a new project. So basically, when you're here, goes new project. Oh, for some reason screen share stopped. Oh, probably because when I do that, let me do something else then, because when I do that, it just looks like Premiere close its window, but it's not really. So maybe I'll do a sharing to the desktop. Okay, so desktop, and then we have this. So here, I don't know if you can see, like this corner on the left is gonna say project name.
Project name.
Yeah. So we're gonna say just right, test here, and then project location. So project location, you choose where you want to have your project. So this is important. I'm gonna do here on this extreme as my drive, external drive, and I'm gonna create a folder. So actually, no, I'm not gonna create a folder. I'll show you this. This is another project I already have. I think I've just started editing. So this is like an I did with a friend, and you can see here I have already like 3 folders, so it's pretty clean. Export footage project. It's easy. I don't have any audio here because I haven't recorded any audio. It's just like some GoPro shots, super simple. Okay, and then export. It's empty folder, but I have it because I know that when I'm gonna export, I've already a designated folder. Project. Then here, this is what Adobe creates for us. It's an autosave. Okay, in case like you miss something and it's gonna autosave there. But this is where I would choose to save the project. Now I'm just gonna go for a test. I'm gonna choose here, and what it does, basically, if I put the folder here, project location, Adobe will put all the additional, what can I say, like all the temporary file project in here, which is important in this folder. And this is important because if you don't do that, then it can choose a standard location, which is usually a folder in your, like in your computer, in your, basically like in your hard drive, or your computer. Usually, I don't know, but I don't have much space. So if I do that for a big project, it's gonna be risky. You might end up with no more space, and you don't know why. So really important to always like set your projects where the footage actually is. Then here you have also name, something you can change. You put name of your sequence, but it doesn't really matter because it's gonna ask you anyway afterwards. So after doing these 2 things, I'm just gonna go here and do create. That's all you need to do for now. And it's gonna open these. Here, you can do many things with this. Actually, you have here window menu, and you can do 2 things. One is to change from the workspaces. You can change the setup based on what you're doing at the moment. So now I'm actually in this editing thing. Editing workspace, let's say.
But you can change it to what the project's based on.
Yeah, like let's say if I go to color, Okay, what it's gonna do? It's gonna just move some folders, and here I have. Sorry. So here I have these essential graphics. So just because it thinks that if I'm coloring, maybe I need some titles, and it's putting this folder big. As you can see, it's a bit messy. Even if I have a big screen, now you can see much of it. But this is just a folder. So if I click up here, you see essential graphic. Actually, I can move things around. So I'm dragging it here, let's say. So I'm moving it down. And you see what is done? It puts this folder here, and now I have more space. All these I don't know, windows here, you can move them around, see, just like this. And you can create like
just makes it easier.
Yeah, you make it a space that you like to have. But again, like you don't really need to know all this stuff, because when you are workspace editing, it's perfect. It's all you need. I'm just telling you because sometimes it can be that you're editing and then accidentally you move a folder and it becomes like this. Like, oh, what am I gonna do? Just go back here, workspace. You can go on editing. Oh no, sorry. I think it's erase to save layout. And then it goes back to where it was. So I'm gonna put full screen now, so you have bigger, and here is now everything is empty. But you want, of course, to import your project, your videos. So here, project, test. Again, lots of different things around. Just read what's in here, and if there's something you don't know, just don't use it, basically. Because, for example, this one, media browser, I never use it. It's just like another way to import folders or footage, but I'll show you how to do without this. And for me, it's just confusing. So I'm just gonna close this panel. Libraries are basically something when you buy the monthly subscription, you have access to well, two different things. You can use fonts, so you can use the fonts that Adobe has, so you can download those from the website, which is nice. You can have titles, with different fonts, but also you can create libraries, and you can this is something nice, because then you can share libraries with others, and this is nice. But again, I'm gonna ask myself, I'm gonna use libraries in this project. Answer is no, so I'm gonna just close this. You simplify things. Markers I'm gonna leave, because I'm gonna show you what is it, and history might be helpful for you to see what you've done, and you can always go back to what you've done if you make some mistake. But we go back to project, and here you can do two things. You can double click with the right thing, and here it's gonna open like your folder, your basically desktop folder. But now I'm gonna go to my hard drive. And so we were saying we want to import something from this project. So you can see here I have already a footage folder, and I'm going to select this one and go to import. Importing files, boom, I have a folder here. Now you can see here on the bottom right, generating PIC files. So what it's doing now is basically creating these PIC files. So when you are reading those files in the timeline, it's going to be quicker, okay, because he has already loaded them in a way. So just let them finish like that, and you can, in the meantime, you can still open this folder. So you just double click on it, and you have the footage. Again, this is totally personalized. I like this to be more up here, so I'm just gonna drag and drop it there. Boom, there's more space. It's nicer. This I want to have bigger, so just gonna do this and this again. And this is my timeline. Very nice, really nice. Okay, so you want to see something, you double click on the footage, double click here, and you have this preview, move around, you have what you can use. Now, there are two ways to import these things in the timeline, probably even three. Well, let me show you these two. So one is just to drag and drop the footage. So I can just take these and import in, basically what you have to do, you have to create a new timeline, but Premiere Pro does it automatically if you just drag and drop it, here. And I'll show you why it's better to do that automatically. So I'm just gonna go back now. And let me put this project test here so you see better. Okay, gonna back on footage, and so one way was just you drag and drop it on this timeline area. Okay, and it's gonna create. Another one is you see this thing here is new item, new bin, new folder.
Yep.
You can just like go here. You put like just drag and drop this on new item, and it creates a new timeline. This is a new timeline. Don't be confused, because you can see here, this looks exactly like this clip we have, but it's not. And you can tell by two different. You can tell by like this little symbol here.
So it'll tell you.
Yeah, it tells you that it's a sequence. So the timeline sequence is not a clip. So what it do straight away is to rename this thing. You know, you can just click here or go right with the oh sorry, this was the right click, and then go on rename. I'm just gonna say like well, let's call it just Ike. Of course you can call it as you like, but Ike, and I'm gonna put V1. Why? Because this is like version 1. And this is gonna be interesting, because at some point you want to have version 2, maybe 3, 4 with the little changes, and you know that if you do any mistakes you can always go back to version 1. Really important. But you can see this now is basically is a sequence, is a timeline sequence, but it in this folder with clips, and this is not clean. So I'm just gonna drag and drop it on project, and here. So this is nicer. What are you gonna do? Right click, and I'm gonna do new bin. You want to have a new folder, so I'm gonna call this project. Actually, plural projects, and just gonna drag and drop this here.
Just drag it inside.
Yeah, and you see what I've done. Like if I go back to my folder, which was here, I have kind of the same projects, footage, and then exports. Now, I'm gonna do an export folder when I'm gonna have export, so it's fine. But if I had audio clips and stuff, I would have all these other folders here. So this is all clean. Okay, let's go back to the timeline quickly, because I want to show you what we have done here. So footage. No, actually, sorry, the timeline put here in project. So this one, why I told you like to create a timeline like this based on one clip, because automatically Adobe recognize the format of this clip. So if it's widescreen, if it's portrait, you know, the pixel, and it's gonna create a timeline with the same setting, avoiding you any mistakes basically. And it's quite handy to me. You can always check that by clicking with the right click, and you go to sequence setting. Okay, sequence setting. You go here. Okay, here you have all the informations for this clip, and this saying that this frame size is you see like 38, 40, 21, 60. So what does it mean? This is not a full HD. This is not a full HD. Oh, okay. Just gonna say it's gonna. And in 10 minutes, if in 10 minutes this meeting goes down, don't worry. Just click the same link, and we're up again. Okay, just because Zoom has this limitation of 40 minutes for some reason. So, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm gonna still be here, so don't worry.
No worries.
Anyway, so here is saying like custom, and then time based. So this is probably what you can try to remember, because these are a few things that change. The time base are basically the frame per seconds, which are different depending on the clip you're editing. So 23.976 is basically 24 frame per second. 24 is the standard for cinema. So it's like
24 second is 24 for cinema.
Yeah, the cinema.
For other videos, what would you say are?
25 is for other videos. So like yeah, so let's say if you go on YouTube, but again, like YouTube Europe, UK, like, you know, this continent is 25. If you go like in the States, they do that at 30 frame per second, 30. Yeah, just because they have a different format. We use PAL, PAL, and they use NTSC. Like these are just weird reasons we don't have the same. Yeah, honestly, there's no, I think, but you're fine. Like you can even, I mean, you can record here and have it at 30. That's totally fine.
Okay.
But what you shouldn't do is like to change these. Okay, this is because this is the timeline. This is the sequence setting. Is not the clip. So you should have the same frame per second of your clip also in the sequence. This is what I'm saying. This is important.
Okay, yeah.
So you can mess it up because let's say I want to create a new sequence, right? So I go here, this new item sequence, and then okay, already here this is a bit confusing, but because these are already lots of different cameras and stuff. Let's say I have an Harry camera, I shoot at 1080, and you see this is the frame rate. So this is 24, 25. Let's say I shot at 25. So I go here, it's like, okay, yeah, this is what I did. I'm gonna press OK, and I have my sequence here. But then if I check this sequence, let's say 25, this seems all right for me, but there are lots of different parameters that they might, you know, might turn your clip really bad. Let's have a look. Let's just try with something. Maybe this one. I'm just gonna drag and drop in this timeline. Okay, you see what is asking already. There is a mismatch warning, which is nice, that Adobe said, because he recognized that the clip that I'm using has a different format or different size from the one. So I'm gonna say change sequence. No, sorry, no, change sequence settings. So because I want to have the sequence exactly as the clip that I shot. So here I have it perfectly. Otherwise, you can have something like this. Let me show you quickly how it can turn up. You can have something like this sometimes, you know, maybe you're editing your clip and you think it's all fine, and then actually it's cropped and maybe the original was like this. So this is like the first thing, you know, you're creating a new sequence, just like take the clip you like to start with, drag and drop here or on the free timeline, and this is like your new timeline, and you start from here.
Okay,
yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
let's close these two. So we were here, so we have imported the first clip. We want to have the second one, and I don't know, you know, we just put something. We had this already, so maybe we want to have something else. We want to have this. I like this, but for example, I don't like to have this from the very beginning. It's a bit too long. So what I do here as well, different ways. One is I can press I from my keyboard, and if I press I, it's gonna do like this. I'm gonna select like this. Then I go a bit forward and I press O. So I press O and it does this. These are two shortcuts, but honestly, you don't have to remember now. If you go, or no, if you just Google it and say like shortcuts, yeah, Adobe Premiere, you'll find all of these.
Yeah,
I know that you're gonna learn those, so you don't have to worry about
it. Just clips it down for you.
Exactly, yeah, because I know that these things come handy when you are, you know, going fast and editing a lot of things. For now, you can use these things here. So these parentheses, which is mark in, mark out. So you can just go here, maybe you like from here, mark in. You see the difference in color. This is what you're including in the clip. Then I just gonna stop here, mark out, and you have it. So if I now import the clip, this is what you are having, just this section.
Okay.
Yeah. And here again, you have different ways to import. This is one, insert, and it does it for you. But check this out. So this is what it's doing. If I press here, you can see from the little icon, you can see that my marker here is between this other clip. So if I press here, it's just gonna put in between. So what it did, it split it, divided the clip that I had a mark on. So be careful with that. Always keep an eye, or otherwise you overwrite. So you just put on top of that, okay, and you deselect. But to be honest, I don't use these things often. In fact, I don't really use them. What I do mostly is just to drag and drop the clip wherever I want.
That just makes it easier.
Yeah, it makes it easier, man, because you can see it. And I haven't released the button yet, so I can position wherever I want. And then when I like, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna leave it here, and that's it. this is one thing. And another thing which is nice is you can see here you have a little film and audio, like waveform audio. Here, if you just want to have the audio part or the video part from this clip. Why this is relevant? Because maybe you like this, but you just want to have a little bit of a video on top. Okay,
Yeah.
what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna click here, drag and drop it, and put it on top. So this is another layer. This is the second layer, video 2. And the way the software basically reads it is that there is this first layer and there's nothing on top. So it shows you what's in there. And then when you go to the other clip, you have something on top of the first layer and just showing you the second clip.
Oh, okay.
Just because it's on top.
Okay.
But why this is handy? Because then, let's say you have lots of clips. So I'm just gonna put something here so you can see. Say you have these, and you have maybe another bit of these. And you're doing this editing where it goes from the tree, from these, and then it goes back to the tree, and then this. But you really, maybe, I don't know, maybe you just want to focus on these things, because maybe you're not sure what you put on top. You just want to see how it works. So you can modify things from this layer. For example, you can just do this and boom, in 1 second is not showing you all these all this layer. The video 2 layer is not showing. And you have only what's on layer 1, video 1. And now if you click here again, it just showed up. This is really cool, because also when you're exporting it, and you press this, it's just not going to export to that layer. Yeah, for me, it's something really handy. I'll show you another project like that, but basically, this is the way you should edit. You should always have something on top.
Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna now maybe it doesn't make much sense, and maybe you should just do a standard editing clip by clip. Okay, so having these and then having like the second one next to it. But in the future,
second one is like the more advanced.
Yeah, so there is a bit more advanced. I just wanted you to tell you, because maybe your question, you're wondering what these layers on top are. But now just focus on single layering. So what I think you can do is, let's start fresh, is have your clips here, look at the one clip, choose what you like from the clip. And again, you can do from here, you can do from your keyboard, you can import what you like, but also, it's not finished, I'm just zooming in now. You can also do from here, from the timeline, of course, right? You can do in different ways. You can, again, select this part, and you can drag like here. And you are basically cutting out the parts you don't want. But again, what if you want to just remove or get rid of something that is in the middle? So here you see all these different selection tools. I mean, you have a selection tool when you open the software, but you can change those things. And there are a lot of things now, so don't worry about all the others. Just remember this razor tool. So this is to the cuts. So remember this one, and I remember like the selection tool. And you basically go from one to the other one. This is all you need. I'm going to go to razor tool now, and you see now it's changed and it's showing me where I'm gonna cut the clip. I'm gonna go here and actually just press once, and create 2 clips basically. So now I have 2 clips with the same name, and these are the same name, but there are 2 different clips. Now, to do any other adjustment, I have to go back to the selection tool. So I'm gonna go back here and press it, and I have it again. From here, I can move things around again, or I can cut a little bit of here and of this one, and then I move back. Okay, so now I have just basically I got rid of the central thing. Let's just play. Let's see how it looks. Well, you can't even notice, because you see there were like probably 2 frames, really nothing. But I got rid of something. And This is fun, not in this case, but it's fun because sometimes you want to even create some jumped cuts or something similar. So knowing how to cut the clip in between is very important. And you see, the more I get rid of, the more the more you see it. So
Yeah, I see it.
more like a cut. But anyway, so now I'm just showing you this by pressing the space bar, but you can also press here, play, stop.
Okay.
And these things that I'm telling you are the thing that basically you're gonna use the most. All the other stuff, for example, these step back one frame. I mean, these things you do with on your keyboard as well, with just your arrow, with your arrows on your keyboard. So, and these, I never use it. So don't be intimidated by all these icons here.
Yeah.
The ones you really use are few. But again, if I press the space bar, it shows me these and then it stops. But look at the timeline. I have these two clips and then there is this space here. Okay.
Yeah.
If I actually click on this space, it is highlighted because it means that this is an active space. And you can tell because of the time. So I'm here. You can see here the time code is like 00000. If I move, it's gonna change. It means that if I export the video like that, this is gonna include one. Is it one second?
1 minute. Oh,
Yeah,
1 sec. Yeah, 1 sec.
Oh, yeah. I think it's 1 second and something. You want to get rid of that, so I'm just gonna select this and press the delete button. Delete key.
So now your video could start from there.
Yeah, and basically starts from here, exactly. Yeah, so you have that. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Let's just add another clip so you have something more dynamic. So I'm gonna go here, select what I want to include. Go here. Here we are talking. I don't want to have the audio, so I'm just gonna select the video, drag and drop the video, and I have these two. You can zoom in, zoom out with this. So if you press and you just basically length increase, and here you have like a wider perspective of what you're including. Here it's already, well, it's not much, it's like 22 seconds, but still it is a lot. So maybe it's too much. I just want to
just cut it.
Yeah, you just cut it. And here you have it's important to have this as I said, like overall view, so you have a better idea. And the more you edit is complex, then the more tools you can use. For example, there is a way to change the color of this clip. I'm not going to show you now because it's like too much information. But just to let you know that when you have like, I don't know, 10 clips all around here, you might get distracted by what these clips are actually useful for. So you select, you change the colors, and you visually notice that this clip is for these. Let's say maybe it shows you when you're walking, and another clip maybe where someone is speaking. You color them differently, and it's really helpful because you as an editor, are gonna visually distinct those things. That's a way how you progress on an edit, basically just adding videos one next to the other one, and then cutting out things till you are happy with the footage, with the video. That's what you do. But I wanted to, so I'm going to show you now a project, and let's see, let's open something that is already done. So let me stop here, and I'm just gonna close these. So save, and I want to pick up a project that has also audio layers, because that's something that you might want to spend some time on. Yeah, because like videos, if you pay attention on a video, you're gonna notice that. Now I'm gonna show you an example of that, and you're gonna say like, okay, the video is this, but audio, it's more difficult to actually understand if you don't have a project open. But audio is really important. Audio is actually what drives your attention. So a good editor, for example, knows how to introduce the next clip with the audio. It's got
Okay.
well, first the audio is coming and then the clips. So let's share the screen, and again on Premiere Pro. Okay, now you have Premiere Pro. And okay, what is this? I told you, like, this is a music video, but so this is more like client work. So the difference is that you have to kind of well, compared to the other video, let's say where it was me and a friend of mine where we shot some clips. Here you have to, of course, know what the client want, and you know, and that's a bit. It's fun, but it's different because you need to basically know how much time you're going to spend in the editing room, not just for charging the money, but also because the clients want to know how long you're going to be editing. Okay, it's really
Okay. Yeah.
but again, you see the structure here. You have projects. I have two versions of the same clip because of the same video clip, because I've done it quickly. But sometimes you have lots, you know, even like 7 different versions. Go on footage. Here on footage, you see you have more things. I'm just gonna change this so you see it differently. I have clips, and I have full song is actually when we recorded. Oh, let me show you here. When we recorded in the studio.
Okay.
Some clips in the studio. I click here. I'm gonna show. And then I have. Let's go back to projects. Let's put this. Okay. And then I have clips. These are other clips that we shot outside. Okay. And these are so clips of them walking. Okay, we were like Millennium Bridge. No, it wasn't the Millennium, but the embankment. Yeah. So you see, they were just looking outside, doing stuff.
Yeah.
Let me just show you something. Let's see if you see these. So if I'm playing these now, have a look. Just have a look how the image are. They are in like in slow motion, right?
Slow mo. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is this? Is actually the slow motion that I used here is actually a different frame per second, basically. Again, this
Okay.
can be a bit confusing. So if you don't understand it, don't worry. This is a bit specific. It's stuff that you don't really need to know to edit this, but I think it's useful. Let me see, interpret footage. Okay, just have a look at this. Okay, this says 50. This is basically 50 frames per second. Okay, and basically I've done this in the past when I did editing. I said, like, assume this frame rate is 25. So what does it mean? I'm just gonna stop here so you see my face. Maybe it's a bit more clear. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that if I shoot at 25, I'm shooting at a normal rate speed. So if I'm talking like this, you see me, this is 25 per second.
25.
Yeah, but if I tell the camera, shoot the same thing, so shoot what I will see in reality, but at 50 frames per second, it means that it's collecting more information. It's speeding up what it's seeing in real time. Okay, so if I do this movement, it's recording at 50. So it means when I go back on the editing room, I put 25, and basically it's like slowing it down.
Slows it down,
yeah, like half of it, 50, yeah, basically 50%. I'm telling you this is not important because nowadays everything is automatic. So even a camera, you just put something on a camera and it does this slow motion by itself. But this is specifically what the camera does, even when it's automatic. It's just changing the frame rate. So it's just telling the camera to record and to record more frames, and you should know that, because when you're editing, you have to make sure that the frame rate is always the same for the sequence, for the clips, for the export. It has to be always the same.
Has to be the same.
Has to be the same, yeah. So let's go back on. No, not here. Premiere, yeah. Okay. Okay, can you see the timeline now in Premiere? Yeah? No. Joseph, can you see Premiere Pro?
Yeah, I can't see it.
No, you can't see that because I think I did the sharing screen with something else. Premiere Pro. Oh, okay, yeah, that's the one. Okay, now you see it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. I see it.
Okay. So big timeline. Just to see the better timeline, I'm just gonna make this bigger. And here you notice already you have these two things. So these are all the layers with videos on top. Remember I showed you before that you can have video 1, video 2, video 3, and this goes like till video 6. So there are lots of different layers.
Mm.
And I did that just because, well, mostly because I just wanted to try different things to see what was working better. So
Yeah,
here, see, here is this clip, but I wasn't too sure. So I was like, I just want to put on top of this. So if I don't like, I can just delete these and I would have this other one, and maybe it works better. Maybe I keep that one. So this is how you experiment. You see what it works and what it doesn't. But this is how the clip is, is structured. Is basically just one thing from and then another one. Oh, let me show you the other stuff that we have in the bin folder actually. So I show you we have inside the like the studio, like the recording studio, and then we have the clips of them outside. This stuff
mm.
is called B-rolls. So it's the stuff you record and you put on top of the actual video. So
Okay.
you
Yeah, yeah.
use these things without audio. These things should be just video clips. GoPro, I also have something with GoPro. I'm not sure how much of these I used. Maybe some stuff like this, some stuff with the buildings. This can be nice sometimes. And then okay. And then I have this other folder. I want to show you stock footage, because
Yeah.
sometimes stock footage adds yeah, something interesting, different, something you can't get. So we had only one day to shoot this thing. Yeah, we did like a couple of hours outside, couple of hours inside, and that was it. And I needed to have a variety of shots. I wanted to have something that would say that we were in London, but maybe I didn't have the time or the possibility to shoot. Like this one, I didn't have the possibility. No, hold on, this one I had, but this one, for example, this one, let's put mute. This one is just stock footage, but it works pretty well. You see, it's just an introduction of the actual clip, and this is a shot that I did. Also, this one is from GoPro.
Okay.
Okay, this one, and then it goes more into the streets, and then streets, and then you see the band. Okay, the band starting out picking up their instruments. But this is how you build your story. So my story here is starting with footage of London. This is what you call an establishing shot. So something from like wide enough so it establish this scene, like where you are, and then you have more like an inside streets life,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see that.
something like that. And then you have the band, and here you show a bit of their faces, and then you mix with the studio footage. Now, about the audio parts. So forget about the video layers that I'll just show you about, and just look down here
Just look at okay.
where the audio is. So this is the other stuff you have to spend time on, basically mixing. But this really depends what you're doing. So if you're doing a video that is like, let me just stop here. If you're doing a video that is more like a documentary style, let's say you're doing an interview, or you're filming, someone, a friend, someone saying something, then
Yeah.
you're using like the audio from that person, and you might add maybe a music, like a little soundtrack.
Yeah.
You might be fine with that. If you're doing a travel video, might be easier, like the sound part might be easier because you're just going to use a music and maybe sound effects, but it's just like based on the music. So
Yeah.
you do all the cuts on the music. When you do something like this video clip, this is complicated. I'll show you why it's complicated. because if you can see here, so this first okay, so this first layer here, the audio one, is the actual music. Okay, this is a track that they send me, and they wanted to have the music based on this. So if I play, oops, let's put a bit lower than that. Okay, so why is difficult to edit these clips? Because when I record this one, when I record these clips, I mean they were just playing, you know, the same song for like over 2 hours. So of course, this section where they're playing, I don't know what it is, right? I don't know which chord they're playing, but you have to make it right in the editing, and this is really difficult. So what you do, like you, for example, these are all on mute. You can see on the left side. But if I unmute these, I can check what this waveform is saying. You have to match what in this
Like
clip
what the
is, okay, with the actual song, kind of. This is what you do. Or if you can't, if they're really playing like another thing, you have to make it like, yeah, to look like they're doing. For example, here I think you have, okay, so this clip, this is in slow motion. So at least it looks like, yeah, it looks like in slow motion. No, maybe
so
it's
you
not.
have to you have to slow it down as well to match.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. Yeah. Basically, that's what you do. You have to make it, you know, like it has to look good, basically.
Just what the video, just like the video. So it has to go together, sync.
Yeah. But of course, that depends, you know, what you're doing, what kind of music video you're doing and stuff like that. But maybe here you can notice as well. Let's play when he's singing. Okay, yeah, this is more clear. He's singing. Okay, so what he's saying in there is exactly what you
video.
Yeah, you have to match his voice basically with the video. I mean, with the audio that they sent, which is basically this clip, which is highlighted now. So if I unmute this, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna play it back now and just deselect this. So just here.
Okay.
Okay, so basically it's the same clip. I mean, like they're doing the same part of the song. But of course you don't use that because the audio is terrible, right? You want to have the best audio possible. But you have to make sure these two are in sync. And if there is, I mean, Adobe has also a syncing option, like an auto syncing thing.
Okay.
That I'm not going to show you now because, again, too much information, but there is. Yeah. So you can, the software can do that for you, but it's not perfect. So you always have to check, you know, if the sync is right. Otherwise, you have to move things around. But I mean, just showing you this because this is probably one of the most complex thing, you know, you might ended up in doing by editing. Apart from that, it's really simple. It's really like as it looks. So you really just add one video next to the other one, and then you build up your your video, your story like that. Let me show you something. Okay, let's close this. Let me show you just the beginning of a music video by the winners, and just pay attention now by looking at it. Of course, you're gonna notice something as from a photographer point of view. You're gonna notice, you know, maybe the size which frames are shot, but just keep an eye, and then yeah, we're gonna maybe talk a little bit about it. But really, we're just gonna play a minute top, no more than that. Okay, let me show Google Chrome. No, where it was. Yeah, okay. Okay, it's enough. Just gonna stop here. So, two things. First question is, I'm gonna ask, what did you notice from the first shots? The differences. Like, I'm gonna put it back so you just gonna have a visual reference, but keep okay, look at this.
Like how what the slow mode of it, or the way
Yeah,
it
there was some
transitions
slow-mo,
from
but
both faces.
the first thing, and more than the slow-mo, just like look at this, and then here, here even. Like look at this, and then look at this. So before the image, I'm just showing you this because like before the actual content, you should also think of the size. Like this is a four, I think is a square, right? Is a
Yeah.
1 by 1, so I think it's not even 4:3. It's not even portrait. It's yeah, it's just a square 1 by 1, and then it changed, and basically changed when the music kick.
Yeah, expanded. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You see, it's
Yeah.
just open
Fully
like
left.
this. And
Yeah.
this is really cool. This is something that this is really like an editor. Yeah, I don't know, something that from an editor point of view, it's really sweet because it changed so much of a perspective. Look, all these shots, like these shots tells a lot because these are, yeah, close-ups, okay, of someone. It tells, they're really intimate, tells a lot, and then they change and it becomes, they become something like wider. Okay, this is like a different type of story. And look at the cuts here, they are so fast, like one,
Yeah.
two, is it like 1 second, 2 second tops each cuts. So really, really fast, really upbeat. No, and this is what creates the motion. Every shot is also very different. Like here and there, you're in a location, lot of cuts, like again, 1 second, 2 seconds, 2 seconds, and then they are in a different location, and they're there. So this way is really engaging, this way of editing. And I'm just showing you this because it really depends on also what, well, the music, you know, is telling where the music is driving you. And this is a video example. Of course, if you do something more like travel videos, maybe it's different. But no, but just because I show you also the music video that I did, and then I show you this, you have to create something that at the end the viewer is happy watching, basically. So if the music is really pumping, you know, and you do the cuts are too long, then viewers gonna get bored and it's gonna stop watching it. So always create something engaging. But yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of editing, you know, just always keeping that fun, basically, in a way. Yeah, and but maybe let's close showing you something simple, because I know that now you have lots of informations.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit overwhelming, right?
No, it's not too bad. I'm still there.
Cool, great. No, that's great. But no, it's fun. Tell me more about, like, no, actually stop here. Tell me more about what's your next project? Like, what's actually you like to do? Let's say the first project you like to do with Adobe.
Because you saying traveling is actually what I wanted to do a video of. Because
Perfect. Okay, perfect.
I'm going to be traveling to the Philippines, and
Oh,
I'm
sweet.
gonna I would love to I'm gonna take some pictures as well, but also I want to do just some filming of the travels I do there and kind
Super.
of put that together. But in general, I really want to take this really further on, like hopefully a career in this. So
Nice. Yeah.
yeah,
I
so
think
I do want to just expand. Like I want to do, documentary traveling to
nice.
YouTube or TikTok. So I want to do both. I want to do everything.
Yeah. That's perfect, man. I think traveling videos has got lots of potential. You can really do so many things because, you know, you can go there and like film amazing stuff. Like visually, you're going to location, it is stunning, and then you get great footage, but also you can even like start chatting with locals, and
That's
having
it.
like even like great contents from the locals. So there becomes more like inspirational quotes. Like you can really create something beautiful. And yeah, I mean, that's probably more like my style. What I do, like I go in places and I film stuff, and that's what I love doing. Lots of potential there.
Okay.
And the editing, yeah, is really fun. So a suggestion for that is, well, of course you're gonna film a lot. Are you gonna film like with what? Do you have a camera with your phone? How are you gonna film?
I'm gonna likely use my camera,
Great, it's great. Which one?
DSLR. I have a Canon
Nice,
Mark II. Yeah, I'm gonna just use that.
nice. I like that. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Canon reflex cameras are great, man. I started with those, so they're perfect. So yeah, use that. I can suggest you, like, before even start shooting,
Mhm.
just look at the settings, the things
Okay.
that I was telling you. Like, it has to be at 25 frames per second, so make sure you're filming at 25 frames per second. It's gonna be like
25.
your
Okay.
standard shot. And again, like all the other stuff, you're gonna learn, what works best. Also comparing to the editing, but capture great shots and then play with the music, man, because like
Okay.
when you have a great track, like something that you really like to put under your
Yeah.
power videos, then you just cut the clips based on that, based on when it feels right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that can be really interesting. It can be lots of fun. And again, like TikTok, YouTube, yeah, you can. I think you should do like, yeah, both, and the more you can do, the better. In terms of how many social media basically you want to use, because everyone has its value. But remember, like
Yeah.
if you're doing TikTok, you should do a different export of your
Yeah.
video. Yeah. So if you're doing a widescreen thing, remember TikTok is actually portrait, so every
Okay.
time
Yeah.
you are having your clip there, maybe yeah, do a little play, see how it looks on a phone, if it's right, if your subject is right in the center, or if it's out
Yeah.
of the screen, these little things. But yeah, it's got its potential, so it's a great idea. um Test it out first, test it out before going to the Philippines, I would say.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Just like
Yeah,
next few days, just do some
yeah,
random filming and kind of see, just play around with it and just see
totally.
how I do.
I think
Yeah.
do it start it simple. So just film 5 clips and try to
Yeah.
tell a story with 5 clips. Okay, that's like some homework that I usually do. um for example, even if you're in your room, okay,
Mhm.
you have to have like 5 shots that's gonna tell a story. How do you do it? So it can be that maybe you
Yeah.
place your camera, I don't know, like somewhere, like on your desk, and they're just pointing at you, okay, and you just do some,
Yeah.
maybe you just wake up, or you do an action like waking up. And then the next one is maybe you are looking for your shoes, so you have your camera in your hand, and with the other one you pick up one shoe, you put
And
it
just
there.
picking up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And maybe you can, yeah, just create a scene of you waking up,
Okay.
or really, really simple. I've like students that show me even like um playing the piano, which is like, okay, what are you gonna do? You just have a piano and you're just gonna press
Yeah.
some keyboard. But in the way you film it, it can be really interesting. I remember these students put the
Yeah.
camera some top, I don't know, on top, like in the ceiling, on the ceiling somehow, and you can see the same piano from many different perspectives. First was
Hmm.
a standard one, and it was like on top, and it was fun. I like it. So definitely, like, experimenting is key, because then you find a bit of your style. and
Okay.
and yeah, maybe the suggestion I can give you is, like, after experimenting a little bit, especially if you want to launch a YouTube channel, experiment a little
Yeah.
bit and find what you like a little bit of what you can call your style, and
Yeah.
keep doing that. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, like, you can always improve your style, but if you
Yeah.
change it too much, then even the people that are following you, they don't know what they are following anymore. So
Yeah.
so for
Just gotta
example,
find my
maybe
style.
yeah, so if you like a certain type of music, if you like to do videos that are always 1 minute, and in 1 minute you tell a story, if you like to shoot every time you go to the beach, you know,
Yeah,
that kind of consistency. First, it can help you to be consistent and always do something and don't get frustrated with too many ideas, maybe sometimes.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but also, like, you know, can keep the viewer knowing that you are the guy that is doing that thing. And that's a lesson for me as well, because there's so many different things that, you know, project and things that it's difficult to have the focus on one style, but you definitely
yeah.
should do it if you can.